Hello again. My name's Gabe Zona. You know, I'm watching a little bit of Chris Wallace on Fox News, and the topic of discussion with the talking heads is Obama's indecision with respect to formulating any kind of plan in regards to ISIL. Obama is between a rock and a hard place. I'm going to attach a link to an article. It's on Conservative Crusader. All you've got to do is go to the web and Google and ask if Obama, whose side he's on. And I'm going to provide you with some of the comments in this article. And then you tell me if you think that he's not able to decide or if he's already decided. And here's what is written. Note what Barack Hussein Obama says in his own words. They are from his book entitled, quote, Dreams of My Father, unquote, and, quote, Odyssey of Hope. In Odyssey of Hope, he writes, I will stand with the Muslims should the political wind shift in an ugly direction. The quote comes from page 261 of the paperback edition of the Odyssey of Hope. Barack Hussein was writing about the injustices suffered by some in America. In that content, he wrote that sentence. Will injustice in America ever go away completely? No. We will live in a perfect world. Therefore, with the situation ever arise by which Muslims in the United States will cry out for Barack Hussein to lean in their favor? Of course. And I will. Well, he's already said he will stand with the Muslims. Need we go any further? More from Dreams of My Father. Barack Hussein writes, I ceased to advertise my mother's race at the age of 12 or 13, when I began to suspect that by doing so I was ingratiating myself to whites. And further, in that same book, I found a solace in nursing a pervasive sense of grievance and animosity against my mother's race. Yeah, we've got a racist in reverse at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. There is more. There is something about him that made me wary, a little too sure of myself, maybe, and white. Has the Jeremiah Wright 20 years tutoring of anti-white pro-blackism wedded to Barack Hussein's pervasive regarding blacks and whites? No doubt. In Dreams of My Father, Barack writes, it remained necessary to prove which side you were on, to show your loyalty to the black masses, to strike out and name names. Well, who's he going to strike out against? Who has he been striking out against? Folks, you know, I read some of the article, but there's more. I'll attach the link. You know, there's no doubt, and there has never been any doubt in my mind, that Barack Hussein Obama is who he said he was during his Cairo speech in 2009. He said, I am one of them. And he wasn't talking about the Jews. And he wasn't talking about the Egyptians. He was talking about the Muslims. We're in real trouble. I don't know what he's going to do. You know, we see these attacks, all these bombings. How do we know who he's bombing? Do you know if he's bombing ISIL or if he's bombing the Iraqis? How do you know? Even if he's bombing ISIL, what do you see them bombing? You'll see a truck and you'll see a person. And then you'll see them being vaporized. But you don't see masses of people being bombed. You don't see masses of equipment being bombed. Once again, how do we know who he's bombing? To compound it even further, Muslims can lie. as long as it furthers their cause. So if he has to kill, I don't know, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 ISIL supporters, terrorists, to give them the initiative, it's perfectly acceptable. Through Islam, you know, that religion of peace, as Hillary Rodham Clinton said. You know, this brings me back to Hillary Rodham Clinton. Who in their right mind would consider her to become president? She's the one that set the entire Middle East on fire because she was clueless. She was following Obama's orders. And what he did was he tried to give complete control to the Muslim Brotherhood in Libya and in Egypt. This is completely insane. How can people be so stupid not to see what's going on and what has been going on ever since this jokester stole the Oval Office? It's almost like our military and these people in power are complete idiots. You know, they don't either want to admit the truth or they don't know the truth. Barack Hussein Obama is a radical, extremist, Arab Muslim. And if he's not going to attack ISIL, he has to attack us. There's no in between. None. Do you not see that? Do the American people not understand that? The Pentagon has had plans in place all along. Obama doesn't want to execute any of those plans, not against his own people. What they're doing by bringing about the caliphate is exactly what he wants to do. So why would he stop them? It doesn't make any sense. That's why we're going to be in for a real world of hurt. That's why it has to happen soon. Because he can't keep putting the charade off. He can do it for a week, maybe two, but that's it. And he won't pull the trigger in a massive way against his own forces. He's on their side, not on our side. He's never been on our side. He's always been on their side. How do people not see that? Read the article. I gave you some of the highlights, but read it from beginning to end. And then you tell me that this guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is not an extremist, radical, Arab, Sunni Muslim. Deal?